Hi everybody, how are you all doing? It's been a little bit more time since my last video and things are definitely moving. Things are definitely speeding up for me personally. I've also been seeing and hearing from many of you things are moving quickly and faster. So that is just an amazing thing for me to hear about and to experience that things are working for you. And for a long time, I've been doing this type of work one-on-one, and I've seen the changes, I've seen the transformations, I've seen the transitions in everybody's life. So I'm very, very happy for you all. I'm so happy for you all. And mainly because I know that what I'm doing and trying to help people is working. I'm very goal-oriented and I'm very results-oriented. And even when I'm talking to someone, and if things haven't shifted, it just means that you needed to make minor adjustments. So keep on doing the work, keep on manifesting, keep on trying. For some of you, keep on trying to figure out what your life purpose and what your life mission is in life. I'll do a segment, I'll do a video for some of you that haven't found that yet, and we'll do some exploration. That probably won't happen for maybe a few more videos or maybe in a month or two, just because a lot of things are happening for me right now and I'm really in that action mode, that action phase or sequence. But I definitely will address that, and I will provide you some guidance on how to get there. And really it's just a lot about exploration from within, using a lot of quizzes, using a lot of things that I talked about in my first video, and I actually put it in the description. So what's your life path number? What is your human design? What is your Myers-Briggs? All of those are just sources of information for you to read and see what resonates and see what's true. And then you collect all of those. And then we kind of take a look back and a reflection in your life, in your past life, to see what you were the strongest at, what you really have passion for, what hits you in your heart. So we'll get there for some of you that are earlier on in their journey and in their evolution or process. But for now, I'll talk about what's going on in the present. I'll start off with what's going on with me, and then I will do the usual offshoots of certain lessons and how I got to certain places, just so that you'll be able to identify it when you're coming across it in your journey. And for the past couple of days, hearing from a lot of you, it is definitely starting to happen for you. So congratulations. This is just the beginning, and take it step by step, take it day by day, because it is through divine timing when we know certain doors are being opened up for us, or what I call the red carpet is being rolled out for you. So I'm so happy, and I'm so overjoyed for all of you and for me, because what I'm going through, this is the part that I want to teach and show people, just so that you have something that you can recognize when you come across it. So I'll get a little into last year for me and my current situation. Last year was the start of a new chapter, as I mentioned. Last year in January, I was receiving messages that I was going to come into a whole big significant amount of money in a very short period of time, and I did not know where it was coming from. So that's when I started and ignited and concentrated and focused for the first time on the manifestation process. And like I said before, I had manifested things in my life but I didn't use the actual process and, really focusing with intention with that process. The changing of my beliefs and values about money, how to make myself a magnet for it, how to remove any kind of beliefs I had. It was a minor shift for me, but regardless, it was a major shift that produced the result. And all I had to go by was guidance from God, from messages from my spirit guides, and really leaning more into that instead of leaning into it, going with it mentally and forcing things to happen. I've already learned in my past life, or this life, my past experience, I used to be a forcer. I used to plan everything, and it took a lot of energy. And guess what? We can plan our whole entire lives. And that's just not how life works, right? That's not how the reality we know it to be works. The real reality is magic. The real reality is the things that I've talked about and I still talk about with everybody. And tapping into this magic is the most wonderful thing to experience. It is truly creator, life force, life source. And lean deeper into that. And that means trusting yourself more, right? And I have full faith and trust in you. So if you are finding that you're not sure, just trust in yourself. Connect more into your intuition. Ask God, or whatever it is that you believe in, a higher power. Ask your higher self, your intuition, for guidance. And the messages will come in. They may not come in through right away. They may come in through synchronicities, through your TV messages, through other people. They may say something that really just triggered something. It could be through your meditation. It could be through numbers. Messages come through in all and every way. So just look out for that and don't discount anything, because God truly does work through everyone and everything. So if we discount things, what we're doing is we're closing the pathway for a potential opportunity. So that also means that you have to work on your judgment, right? About where the information is coming from, the source of information. That doesn't matter. All you need to focus on is what words resonated with you. Because if it didn't resonate with you, it wouldn't have landed that way. And because it's resonating with you, that is a piece of the puzzle. You need to collect all of these pieces of the puzzle and the crumbs. And those are the crumbs and what will help you sort of reveal your journey, or the journey will reveal itself. So January, I was getting messages. I had nothing to show for it. I had voices in my head. I had visions. That's what I had. Nothing tangible, just pure energy. And so because I know myself, and because I've been working towards getting out of the way and really connecting on a magical, deeper level, I knew right away that this is it. I made a choice. I made this oath. I believe, and I'm just going to run with it. But even in January, I was still a little bit skeptical. As much as I've tapped into universal knowledge and spirituality, there is still a part of me that was very analytical, very skeptical, right? And that came from being homeless at a young age. I needed to see proof that something is real, because I didn't want to be led or to lead myself into so many possible journeys that really ended in more trauma, or ended down, or going down the wrong path. But also, there is no such thing as wrong path, because a wrong path just means that you took a certain journey that was not quite fitting or not quite it. Or maybe it was it for that moment in time for you to learn something. And then in order for you to sort of get back onto the right path or another path. So I didn't have anything to go on, but I just trusted 100%, and I fully committed. I took action steps. I'm going to repeat again. Action, action, action. Once you start getting out of your own way and not putting up any more roadblocks, and when you trust yourself and when you're in full alignment, you just go. It's like go time. And I know that has come up for many of you right now. Things are speeding up in our timeline, in our evolution, for humanity, for the collective. So some of you are in the pocket. Some of you are not, and that's okay. Because these videos will be there for you, and I will be there, and I am here for you to help get you also back in the pocket. And we are at all very many different levels. And the people that I come across are certainly people. The people that I come across, the people that I help and guide are certainly people who help others. So that's how we make change. That's how we scale. That's how we multiply and scale, right? It's about further reaching. It's about further expansion. Further reaching, further expansion. And hence the video for me, why I had to do these YouTube videos, because now I can reach more people. And through these people, they're doing amazing things for humanity and for people as well. So what's coming to mind is tribal, find your tribe. But I don't quite like that term because I don't like groups. I don't like labels. I want everyone to I didn't want to be pigeonholed into one way or another. And so the perception of tribalism is finding people that are alike, which is true. I do believe finding and connecting with people who are alike and who are on a similar timeline as you, but I don't want it to be exclusive. I help people where they are, and they are on many different stages of their evolution. We're not going to be all on the same timeline of our evolution. The collective, yes, at some point will, but as individuals, everybody is at a different stage. And hence why I don't like the word tribalism or find your tribe, because I want to be accessible and inclusive. I don't want to exclude anybody, because if I were to exclude people who are sort of starting out their journey, I sort of think back at myself where I was at earlier in my journey, and I would have loved to be included with people who were further along in their evolution. So I just wanted to make that and put that out there, actually. So with January, I had nothing to go on, but I believed I did all the adjustments that I did, and literally within 2 months, I hit $333,000, which was very shocking and very intense. I then hit my first million in June. So that was my third month. And then I hit 5 million in 5 months. Not 5 months from January, but 5 months from when I started that abundance of when that started flowing through. I never mentioned ever how it came into me, and I didn't want to say in the beginning because I don't want to influence anybody. The money came into me through a very high risk investment. I will say now that it came through crypto, and I don't want to influence people into crypto because the truth of the matter is that crypto is very high risk, very, very high risk. I didn't know much about crypto at all. It was never anything in my life that ever came up. I didn't even think it was going to be the abundance and the wealth would be coming through that venue back in January, February, or March. I didn't know it was it until it started flowing into me like fire, like a flood. And hence, what I have learned about crypto is that a lot of people lose. I have heard that 95% of investors lose their money. So it certainly is not something that I want to push out to people to get into. But I also understand that I don't want to control, or I don't want to tell people what not to get into and what to get into or what not to get into. So I just wanted to put a disclaimer out there. And also, crypto for me was much easier to learn and pick up because number one, I have been in finance. I was in finance for 8 years of my younger years. And then, so I learned accounting and bookkeeping and math and numbers, and I'm very good with numbers and charts and stuff. So it was just a good match for me. But I also still need to learn more if I wanted to. So that's how my abundance came in. Now, everyone's abundance will come in differently. So I also want to put that out there. And sometimes we don't know exactly what avenue the abundance will come in. If you work for a company or if you own your company, perhaps like more contracts will be coming in. And I spoke with a friend of mine, and that's exactly what had happened for him just recently. He came here to visit me, and I wanted to sort of help him any way I could. And so he left back home just a couple days ago, and just today, these contracts are now landing on his lap. So good for you. I won't mention his name, but I'm very happy for you. And then for some of you, it might be winning the lottery. It might be an inheritance. So you never know how your abundance is going, or you don't know how the abundance or wealth is going to come into you. So keep an open mind. Learn knowledge. Knowledge is truly power. The more energy you spend on learning, remember I talked about energy and how you got to put out that energy and take the action steps. The more you do that, lean into that, the more and perhaps faster it will come to you. But within divine timing also, because I have also talked to people who they have been putting it out there and taking the action steps, and they're not seeing anything materialize in the physical world. And that can happen for a few different reasons, or many different reasons. It really depends on your situation. Like I had talked to another person just the other day, and she is reaching into her higher frequencies, and she's living there more, or spending more time there, but she was wondering why she wasn't able to sort of materialize things. It's actually been a couple of you out there that are sort of reaching into your higher frequencies, so I'm going to take a little bit of time to address that. So when you are reaching into your higher frequencies, it is euphoric. It is another level. You see like so many different colors, and your body is going through a transition. So it might be in forms of headaches, or just really low energy, like you wanting to sleep a lot. It could be that you don't feel like doing anything, and that's perfectly okay. Your body is going through, your body is trying to alchemize the newer energy. So with that, when we are in higher frequencies, a couple of things that I said to them was, well, really the main thing was, okay, then what? What's the next step? And the reason why I say this is because we can live there. You know, you can live there for as long as you want. So when you are having these higher frequencies, what I was telling people that you have to transform that energy. How can you, because energy, remember, has to keep moving, not just in so many ways, not just with like, you know, how you shift your frequency from lower to higher. Even when you're in a higher frequency, that has to change also, right? You could still hold on to your higher frequencies, and for some of you, these are in the instructions. So bring down your higher frequency. It will still live within you. You're just gonna sort of, it lives here or stores here. The baseline, your center, your solar plexus. Remember I talked earlier, this is where your life force is. So it could still live here. But when you're bringing down your higher frequencies and bringing it down here, then you can also bring up earth grounding energy into your solar plexus so that you have both energies sort of meeting, right? And one sort of center. And then from here, we can actually bring it or manifest, use that higher frequency energy, bring it down a little bit and using that to manifest it into reality, into something tangible, into something that you want, into your desires. And that's pretty much how it works, bringing up earth, reality versus spiritual, and melding those two together. And you, since you are the tool, the vessel, the creator, then you have both of those energies, along with a lot of other energies I'll talk about maybe down the line. But for this purpose of guiding some of you, we'll just start off with basics, right? Start off with small steps. So from there, you can grow that energy, and then using your mind, so we're going to go back to some of the lessons, using your mind, okay, what do you want to do with that energy? How do you want to use this energy? And then using your body to take the action. So that's just a little side note for some of you out there who are reaching into your higher frequencies, but you're not able to manifest things into your reality. And that is sort of like the magic bringing into earth, right? And then putting it out there and releasing it. So now I'll go back to my original story of January. So with all that money coming in, I did not feel like I needed to take any action because I've been allowing God to help guide me with also a melding of what I want and how I want to serve people. How can I better help serve people? So for the entire year, it was just more about leaning more into the energies while still my abundance and wealth is continuing to come in and to flow in. It wasn't until, so I was kind of just in this, not limbo mode. It was almost like still a transition because a year in human life is very, very short. But for some of us, it could feel a lot longer than that. But for me, I'm just patient enough and I trust the process and I trust myself and I trust God and I trust the plan that I wasn't in a rush to go anywhere. I actually didn't feel like I didn't even want to go anywhere. I didn't go anywhere for the year. I didn't want to travel. I didn't want to pack, nothing. It was like my feet were like concrete here in my apartment. I was in somewhat hermit mode during the past years because there was a lot I was going through. I was still alchemizing the higher frequencies, higher energy, but while still being open more to like leveling up, I guess you could say. So that's even bringing me into higher frequencies, which on some days in the middle of the year, it was really hard. I was getting so many headaches and I never get headaches. I was almost fainting and blacking out just from sitting up constantly. There were days where I couldn't even get up because every time I got up, everything would go black. And at that time, I didn't realize it was, you know, either downloads or information coming in from source, from God, from the universe, from Mother Earth, from my spirit guides. So that I was trying to alchemize all of that energy within my human form, right? Because my human body was not used to such an intense level of higher energies, of higher frequencies and vibrations. So I went through a lot of the year just going through that process and being kind to myself and not pushing myself, oh, I should be doing this and this and this and that, and not feeling guilty and not pressuring myself, and definitely not forcing, right? I used to be a forcer. I've now learned to not force, and I was told that I don't really need to do much. I just need to put out the vision, having it being connected with my soul and my life purpose. And that's when the red carpet starts rolling out. That's when the doors really open up, because I'm not forcing, I'm just allowing, I'm just receiving. But in my human life, I'm actually giving out to others through many different ways, as many ways as I can help people. I'm putting it out there, because I have to keep that energy moving. I don't want to keep this higher frequencies and this abundance of knowledge, wealth, everything, abundance of wealth of everything. I don't want to keep it to myself. It's not meant for me. It's meant to go out. And then it's meant for you also. And then if it's meant for you, same thing for you. How do you put that out there, right? And this is how we multiply and we scale, and how we can change the world. We can only do it as an individual. Then we can share and spread, and that multiplies, because that person, you, will then share and spread to others. It's almost like, a pyramid. And that I have talked about as a lesson in terms of how do you expand? How do you multiply more wealth? How do you multiply and expand more abundance? How do you multiply and expand more love? These blueprints apply to everything. So that, I was stuck until January came along, and I had started feeling movements in me. I started going out more. My friend came. So that was also part of my journey, for him to come to help me get my energy moving on to the next step. And then it was just, we went for lunch and we were talking to a girlfriend, and he had asked her a question and she had responded, and it just hit me in a different way. I was like, it ignited something. It stimulated me in a way that was bringing me out of last year. So now into movement, now into pure action. So when that started happening, I said, yeah, it's time for me to go. And I have a friend, a contact, who I've known for 4 years. So 4 years ago. And he owns his own business in China. He's French from France, but he's been traveling to China for business for the past 15 years. And 2 years ago, I was supposed to help him expand into the US market. He has a lithium battery business, and he's gotten into robotics recently. And timing didn't work out with everything. Plus, I knew that I needed to be in Mexico. So hence the year for me to wind things down in Canada, and then for me to be here in Mexico for about 2 years. I wouldn't have skipped Mexico, because obviously last year really changed everything for me. So exactly, proves where divine timing is just sometimes not there. Timing for things will happen in the perfect time and in the perfect moment. And so just after January, it ignited to me that how can I help speed up people's processes and guide them in an even faster way? Because I am still helping people and guiding people on a one-on-one basis in person. And then online with YouTube, it is, I don't really have a observation of what's going on in everyone's life. But I do talk to people who I don't know and who I've met through the videos and through my channel. So there is becoming a little bit more of that one-on-one interaction. But what about the people that I do not have the opportunity to interact with? How can I multiply and scale myself? How can I help these people, whoever wants it? How can I help them speed up their process? How can I help them learn lessons faster, or reprogram themselves faster, remove their limiting beliefs faster? And that's when it hit me. I've been in technology for a lot of my life. And also I've been spiritual for a lot of my life. But my spirituality side to me, I've just kept to myself because I didn't think that it was the way, not having someone to guide me, asking God and the universe for someone to guide me, but nobody was ever sent. And before I wasn't okay with it, but now I'm totally okay with it. God just wanted to know and me to learn that I was enough, that I can guide myself, I can heal myself with the help of obviously God and my spirit guides. And hence why that never happened. But also recognizing my role, looking back at the past and even now, how I can be there for other people. That's something I did wish I had. But this is the thing, when you wish for something that you didn't have, well, I can fulfill that by being there for people who wished for the same. So I've come to terms with that, and that's okay. So with this idea of how can I help speed up processes, it was, I have this technology background. I had also written in my book in February, March, April about all of the things that I wanted to build technologically wise. I wanted to build a platform. I had a big list of all of these things. So it was only until maybe a few days ago, a week ago, I looked back into my book and I was like, this I wrote down. So now this is now the time for that part of the journey. And I'm going to tell you about how it got propelled, how once that came to me, how it unfolded, because everything happened very fast. I did not know I was leaving Mexico for good. I will be back. I just don't know when, because I do still have plans for Mexico, big plans for Mexico as well. Helping people in communities and villages, yes, of course, but also business-wise. So that will be for the future. And we're just going to deal with the now and the present, right? So I look back at my book and I was like, okay, this was meant to be. So I'd reached out to my friend and I was like, okay, how can I build like a Lana to be there for people? And then I realized, how can I build a Lana bot? these cute little mini robots. And I had saved some ideas throughout the year in terms of other things I wanted to create that are sort of with technology. So it's really melding the two worlds. It's really sort of putting me or downloading parts of myself and soul into technology, because technology can be used for great things. And I know some of you out there think technology can be bad for humanity. And this is what I say. Anything in this world can work either for the better or for the worse. It really depends on what we choose and what we choose to create. So for me, if technology is being created for nefarious reasons, well, there has to be a counterbalance. There has to be a counter to it. And for me, it's like, I want to use technology for the betterment of humanity. Technology can be used to solve so many of our problems. Look at ChatGPT and its abilities and how much time it has saved for people. So I cannot discount it. And yeah, technology can be used for bad reasons, and it could be used for good reasons too, just like a lot of things in this world that are used for bad and good reasons. And it's what we choose as individuals to use something and our intention on how we're going to use it, right? So hence why I found it okay. I did have thoughts about how technology can be unleashed, maybe for the worse, but look at the opposite end too, and you get to choose, right? So I choose technology for good and for love. And I know it's the way. And I know it's the way because of what I'm going to tell you. So in January, I was like, okay, I'm going to reach out to my friend that's in China. And I sent him just sample pictures of little mini robots. What I want to build doesn't exist out there yet. So I sent him kind of a little bit of a few pictures of what I wanted. And right away, he told me that one of his engineers is already working on a mini robot. And China is already working on an AI processor. So right away, I was like, and I had been friends with him for the past 4 years, and this never came up then, right? So divine timing through space, or in human terms, through time, and hence why things don't land sometimes when we want, because we cannot skip the journey. The most precious time is the journey, not the destination, for me anyways. I'm very goal oriented and I'm very result oriented. But every time I reached my goal, I never celebrated because I'm always thinking about what's next. So hence, building that moving forward into you will help you. And getting yourself out of the way will definitely help you build that moving forward. Integrating that, how do I move forward from anything, from an argument, from a conflict? How can I resolve this and move forward? In all aspects of your life, family, business, work, friendships, relationships, how can we move forward from this? But also in a loving way. And sometimes we do have to say goodbye to certain people, places, businesses, phases, chapters in our lives. But that's just how life is. Change is always happening. And that also came up in a conversation with some people, how some people don't like change. But we can't stay the same forever. Do you want to stay the same forever? No. We want to grow, we want to experience in as many ways as we want. So in order for us to do that, we have to let go of our fear of change, of the fear of the unknown. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I can channel, into the future and see it, but I don't want to, because I want to live in the moment. I want to live in the process, because that's where I meet beautiful people. That's where I learn so many things, and I get to create in the present, right? Remember, we create in our present now, and that's what brings us into the future. So with him telling me that, it was like, oh my God, a lot of the work is already literally being handed to me. So I just need to go there and check things out. So now with the visa process, as you know, China can be very difficult to get a visa into. And my friend had given me the option in terms of, he even said to me, what is my purpose and what is my intention? Meaning, do I just want to go to China to buy and sell, or do I want to create there and be able to act as a business, and have money coming into the country and money leaving out of the country? And it just worked out that it was better for me to be a part ownership of a company. And then that is what will help me be able to sort of create an empire of technology, but melding it with spirituality to help people in their journey. So, and I want it to be a global thing. Hence why I chose to do it the business route, to open a business, which I, again, don't have to do. I literally just have to show up and do the paperwork, which I am so blessed. And I would like to say I can't believe it, but I can't use those terms anymore. This is the because this is the magic I've been talking to you about. All of that literally happened within a few days. and I just have to go with it, run with it, take the action step. You know, I'm not going to get myself in the way. Why? I'm like ready. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's do this. And I talked a little bit about the energies and the cycles and getting into that pocket, right? And I seem to get into the pocket ahead of a lot of people, and that's okay because I'm in that guidance role. And it's my pleasure and it's my honor to guide people through their journey and their processes to get them into the pocket, to get them into the cycle. Because the cycle of like power and magic is just such a blessing. Truly, truly, truly. So I wanted this video to be kind of a little bit more raw. A lot of stuff is shifting for me, and I know a lot of stuff is shifting for a lot of you out there. And I also recognize that in my previous videos, I talk about the process and everything, but people are able to absorb it better through seeing it, seeing through examples, seeing somebody go through it in real life, in real time. So this is my announcement that the format of this channel is going to change. When I did this channel, which was a big challenge for me just to get on camera, it was then, how am I going to do the format? What's the best way that I could help and serve people? And I thought at that time it was sit in front of camera and just talk about the life lessons that I've learned. But now I need to multiply that. I need to level that up. But I didn't know how. So I took a few days and it again came to me. People learn better through example. And as much as I can talk about what I went through and sort of provide the information in a sit-down format, I know that people learn better through example. So it's like, okay, how can I be that example? And it came to me, well, I can record what's going on with me through my travels and through the process of me opening up and being a part of this new technology company and really showing you guys the insides of how I work and how this magic flows in and how the workflow flows in, right? Because I'm also now being heavily living in the human 3D to try and create, but being supported through higher frequency energy. And how do I meld that into earth? And hence part of the manifestation process. So, and I also I might not have time just to find a space just to kind of like sit and be settled and deliver these lessons to you, because I will be on the go. I will be experiencing a lot of new things. So what better time than to bring you along with me? And I know, and some of you had also vocalized that you want to see my updates. You want to hear what's going on with me. Because with me, things move very fast. Obviously. So if I'm traveling, I could just sort of turn on a camera, talk about and show you in my present moment what I'm doing. And then from there, I can also talk about why I do things, how things came to me, why I'm doing certain things, why I chose certain decisions. So in real life, real time, you're going to see the magic happen. And I'm really excited that way. It might be a little bit, I know, disheveled and messy at first because I'm very horrible with cameras. Very horrible. But in any case, I think it'll be fun for you guys because nothing is ever perfect. In real life, I'm really silly. I do a lot of very dumb things, but funny things. And I think it's good for you to sort of get to see that side of me, you know, that funner side. And then you'll be able to see that when I hit a roadblock or I hit a challenge, how I turn that into fun, or how I don't see it as a roadblock, or how I solve it. And it's usually through funness. It's usually through openness. There's a lot that I can't explain about myself and how I sort of go through these energies. But if I record myself while it's happening, then it'll be much easier for you to understand. And then you can see it, so that when things start coming in for you, you'll be able to identify it. And then you can use that. Oh yeah, this is what Lana was talking about. Oh my God, I'm feeling it now. So you can now use that as a momentum to build and stack and multiply and scale, and then putting it out there, you know, with full love, full fun, full openness, curiosity, all of that wrapped up. So it's a very exciting time for me and for you, and I'm really excited. I'm gonna just end this video here. Honestly, I did start writing things down that I wanted to address, because sometimes when I get in front of camera, I'm just like pew, 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 pew. It's very indirected, kind of. But looking for my book, no, I pretty much covered it. This video is really kind of real raw Lana is gonna come out. But I'm excited for that. You have to have fun. You have to laugh at yourself. I make mistakes all the time. Damn it, I'm still trying not to use my calculator to make phone calls. I'm still doing that, and some of you will know what I'm talking about because you've experienced me doing that in real life. Yeah, so don't be hard on yourself. No. Trust yourself, believe in yourself. Making mistakes is okay. It's not even a mistake. It's just you take a direction and it's like, oh, it's not that direction. Okay, then I'll try something else. So don't feel failure or mistakes or anything. It's part of experiencing. It's part of finding the way. The way I used to do it before, because I learned that mistakes and failures are not, they're the exact opposite. When I would get myself into a situation, I would I would try every single way just to see if I did it this way, what would happen? If I did it this way, what would happen? If I did it this way, what would happen? I would even take the ways that would put me into failure or mistakes because I wanted to know if I did it this way, what would happen? And then what would be my options then? So it's part of like problem solving. So how you get into mistakes and failures, it's just you're learning how to get yourself sort of out of them and how to use them to empower yourself, right? It's how do we get over this and then onto the next step or the next path. They are not mistakes or failures. They are, I don't know, I just want to say journeys you need to experience if that happens. So that I'll leave then. So I'll try and I'll do videos when I can. I can't promise it'll be once a week. Maybe it'll be once a week, maybe once every 10 days. Maybe it'll be like 3 videos live during a week. I'm also going to use Instagram to record some of my en route, like if I'm traveling on a plane and things are happening, I'll record part of it in a reel or something. I don't know Instagram, so I have to learn that. I will give you guys my Instagram account so you can follow along. I also do post on Facebook. It's more moments I'm having on Facebook that I do write out posts, and sometimes I'm really just inspired by an image and then I pass that on. Because images that resonate with me, it's like, oh yeah, that was a really good lesson for me. And then I pass it on to people. So I'll leave my Facebook page for some of you that don't know I have a Facebook page. I think a lot of you have come through my Facebook page, which I'm so grateful for all of your presences. And I don't know, I wrote in my last Facebook post that in my life book, there's no such thing as strangers, and it's so true. I have not met a lot of you in real life, and it doesn't matter to me. But when I hear about your shifts and your changes, I do feel like you're part of my friend or family or spirit family. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm super excited. I'm super blessed. I'm super grateful. I'm grateful for you. I will never stop saying that I'm grateful for you. I truly am. You're the one that helps me fulfill my life purpose, so we're a win and win. As much as I'm a teacher and a guide, you are also my teacher and my guide. And we are all each other's students and teachers. So think of life that way. And when you think of that life that way, you're like, what can I learn from this person? What can this person teach me from their life experiences, right? The whole sharing and connecting thing I talked about earlier in my video. So I will truly end this video here. You have all of my love, all of my heart, all of my support. I will never stop saying that. And I will be here for you. I will show you how I move through different energies spiritually and on the human level, our realities. So you're coming along for the ride. And keep sharing. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. I'll see you soon. I'll be traveling, leaving in a week. So I'm packing up, leaving on a new adventure, a new unknown adventure. And you will get to see it. And I'm happy for you to come along. Talk to you soon. Bye.